The Warcraft universe has been running for almost 30 years at this point, with its story being developed pretty much every few months. It's one of the longest running video game franchises out there, and it doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon, as we are getting a new expansion in a couple of months. As with any series that has been running for more than a few decades, there are bound to be some mistakes, some retcons and such along the way. But do you know about the biggest retcon in Warcraft's history? A retcon so big that Chris Metzen himself published a long apology to fans about it. You may not be familiar with this retcon if you hadn't played Warcraft 3 before playing WoW, but for those who are familiar with it, you will know what I'm talking about, and that is the Draenei. The Draenei, as they appear in the Burning Crusade, their relation to the Eredar and to the Burning Legion is a massive retcon. So let's first take a look at the original story for the Draenei, the one from Warcraft 3. In the manual for Warcraft 3, you can find a section that pertains to Sargeras and the origin of the Burning Legion. Here we can read a version of events that is familiar to the one we have today, but still quite a bit different. In this original version of events, Sargeras was sent by the Pantheon to take care of the demons running around the Twisting Nether. He would go on to take care of them with much success. Along the way he ran across two demonic races that gave him a lot of trouble, the Dreadlords and the Eredar. The Dreadlords and the Eredar were shown to be capable of extreme corruption of whole worlds, which sent Sargeras into a huge depression that he never really recovered from. He went on capturing demons and sending them to a vacant corner of the Twisting Nether, the place we know today as Mardoom. But the psychological toll of this task weighed heavily upon Sargeras, up until a point where he couldn't take it anymore. As such, he formed the Burning Legion by freeing all the demons from Mardoom, including the Eredar and the few Dreadlords he managed to capture. From the Eredari race, he picked two lieutenants, Kil'jaeden and Archimonde. Their first task was to enslave the Dreadlords and bring them into service of the Legion. Now that there is the story for the Eredar, who at the time were a totally different race to the Draenei, which we also got to meet in Warcraft 3, and a tad bit in vanilla World of Warcraft in the Swamp of Sorrows. The Draenei at the time were a race native to Draenor, who had a generational conflict with the Orcs and their demonic masters. They also looked totally different, though that Warcraft 3 era design was still used for the Lost Ones in WoW, a part of the Draenei population that got mutated even further than the Broken. So to summarize, in Warcraft 3, the Draenei were a race native to Draenor, and the Eredar was a totally separate race of demons that was partially responsible for the madness of Sargeras. The lore as we know it today is as follows. Eredar is not a demonic race, it's a race of our well-known and beloved blue space goats. After Sargeras went crazy because of a void sect of Dreadlords, he started to corrupt many races and turning them into demons. He came to Argus, the homeworld of the Eredar, and offered their three leaders, Velen, Kil'jaeden and Archimonde, a deal, which the latter two accepted, while Velen decided that that was a bad idea and ran away, just barely. The Eredar that escaped with Velen would come to be known as the Exiled Ones, or the Draenei, while the ones that were corrupted by Sargeras would come to be known as Man'ari, but both of them still fall under the umbrella term of Eredar. The Draenei would then run and run until crash landing into a world they would name Draenor. After Draenor went boom boom after the Second War, some Draenei exposed to fell energies would mutate into the Broken, and some of the Broken would even further mutate into the Lost Ones. The Lost Ones have the same design as the Draenei from Warcraft 3 did, but now it's been made clear that the Draenei from Warcraft 3 were supposed to be what we today consider broken, because if you check out Warcraft 3 Reforged, you can see that the Draenei have been redesigned to look like the Broken. This is because the Lost Ones wouldn't have been able to even communicate properly with Illidan at all, because they have been reduced to their primal base instincts. Their name Lost Ones refers to how they have lost their minds, leaving behind savage husks that roam Outland. Now the reason why I say this is the biggest retcon in WoW history is because it wasn't even a simple recontextualization. It was a straight up deleting of old lore and replacing it with something new, where if you were to read old material, it wouldn't make any sense with the knowledge we have today. It is a true retcon in every sense of the word, one on the scales that we didn't really have any time recently. The stuff with the jailer, the Nathrezim and the rune carver is not really a retcon, it's just more depth to the already established story without erasing the old one, so it's more of a recontextualization than a retcon. So if you play Warcraft 3, nothing regarding the story of the Scourge will be obsolete. That's not the case with the story of the Draenei and the Eredar. Another reason why I consider this the biggest retcon in WoW history is because this is the only time that Blizzard published an apology about it. On the 5th of December 2006, a 4-part forum post was published by Chris Metzen, where he basically said that the reason for a retcon such as this was that he simply forgot about the lore from the manual of Warcraft 3. But even so, they are still gonna go with the new lore because it's more dimensional having Eredar be nuanced than just a simple evil demonic race. And you know what, the new lore they came up with is better in my opinion. Still, you gotta wonder what it would have been like had Metzen not forgotten about old lore. Maybe we would have gotten playable Draenei, but they would have been using the models of the lost ones. Now that would have been trippy. If you want to read the whole forum post from Metzen, I will leave a link for it in the description box below. Anyway, let me know what you think about this retcon in the comment section below. Leave a like if you found this video interesting and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. See you in the next one. Peace.